In the top stories, man charged with firearm possession. Grenada government ends gender-based wage disparity with new compensation method. And France to pull troops out of Niger. Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Today is Monday, September 25th, 2023. I'm your presenter, Shanique Harvey. Nationally, the police have arrested and charged Jahim Nisbet of Upper Thibault Avenue, McKnight, for the possession of a firearm and possession of ammunition. The offenses were committed on September 22nd at Lower Prickly Pear Alley. Mr. Nisbet was arrested on September 22nd at the scene of the crime. He was charged on September 24th at the Bastille Police Station. The TDC group of companies, which is celebrating its 50th anniversary, held an induction ceremony for the 2023 Warren C. Tyson Memorial Scholarship Program awardees on Saturday. Through the program, which is in its 42nd year, the TDC group of companies has spent over $6.1 million and has benefited 267 students who are doing well in their professional lives. During his remarks, Chairman and CEO of TDC, Mr. Earl Kelly, pointed out that a number of the senior managers at TDC, both in St. Kitts and Nevis, are former scholarship holders, as well as the Prime Minister. According to Mr. Kelly, because of the large number of students performing well each year, the company has decided to also award the runners-up. The 2023 awardees of the Warren C. Tyson Memorial Scholarship Award are Alasha Hull of Charlestown Secondary School, Demore Prentice from the Gingerland Secondary School, Chrysandra Sanichar from the Bastille High School, Ajanique McFarlane of Keon High School, Kithesia Thomas from the Charles E. Mills Secondary School, Joshua Finch from Sadler's Secondary School, Dejanique Rollins of the Virchals High School, and Michelle Esquia of the Washington Archibald High School. The Sugar Girls will play Costa Rica tonight in the CONCACAF Women's Gold Cup qualifiers. We have more in this report.
The Sugar Girls are ready for a stern test against Women's World Cup participants Costa Rica tonight at 9 p.m. in Costa Rica in the CONCACAF Women's Gold Cup qualifier. The Sugar Girls left almost a week ago to the Central American country and have continued their preparations well, as disclosed by their coach Samuel Phipps.
Preparations are going well. The ladies are always excited when we hit the field. We always tell them how we train is how we're going to play. The most important aspect of any team is to have a defined game model and set of principles that provides good organization going into this game. And with a good game model and its principles, we have to make sure that it's clear to them the way how we're going to play, the system, the moments of the game, our player capabilities, and the team structure and the targets. And these are some of the sub-principles of how we are intending to build our game against Costa Rica. So yeah, preparations, we are happy with preparations.
Mr. Phipps noted that the players are up for the challenge against Costa Rica, a team that participated in the just concluded Women's World Cup and one they would have played last year in the CONCACAF Women's Championship qualifier.
Our intention is to ensure that when we leave Costa Rica, that we leave with points on the table. That is our intent. Considering that Costa Rica just participated in the Women's World Cup, the girls the ladies, I must say, they are very motivated to play. And look at the last time that we played them, it was a hefty defeat for us, and they are ready to rectify that. And again, as I said before, put some points on the table for us. So the motivation is good, the girls are happy, they're in a good space, and everything is going well.
After this match, the Sugar Girls will play a return leg against Costa Rica at home and home and away matches against Haiti between next month and the end of the year.
In regional news, the Grenada government has decided to implement a new compensation method that eliminates gender-based salary disparities, thus making a significant step towards achieving gender equality. More in this GBN News report.
Aimed at addressing salary disparities based on gender and ensuring a minimum livable wage for workers in both the private and public sectors. This new compensation method, set to take effect on January 1, 2024, is a significant step towards achieving gender equality and fair wages for all workers in the country. Labour Minister Claudette Joseph addressed this matter during government's latest post-cabinet briefing.
Recommendations to Cabinet with the intent that these recommendations will be passed into law to come into effect on 1st January 2024. So what we have, some of the highlights coming out of the final report, which deviated from the current minimum wage structure, include equalizing, a recommendation to equalize the minimum wage across gender. As most of us will know, we have a disparity right now between male and female workers in certain sectors, particularly the agriculture sector, and that the recommendation should be a thing of the past as we move towards greater equality among our workers across gender. The other change would be,
by implementing this new compensation method, government aims to rectify any wage gap created by gender and ensure that equal work receives equal pay. Within its first 3 months in office, the National Democratic Congress (NDC) government established a committee to review minimum wages in both the public and private sectors in accordance with Section 51 of the 1999 Employment Act. Minister Joseph said the findings and recommendations were presented to the other cabinet ministers, who agreed to hold a second and final consultation before implementing the recommendations. Among the recommendations is an increase in wages for all categories. Reporting for GBN News, Beverly Tellis.
The Cuban embassy in Washington, D.C. was the target of an attack on Sunday that left no victims. More in this Telesur report.
Cuba denounces a terrorist attack against its embassy in Washington. Last Sunday night, the Cuban embassy in the United States was attacked with Molotov cocktails by an individual, denounced the authorities of the Caribbean country. According to the Cuban media, there were no damages to the diplomatic personnel. In April 2020, the diplomatic headquarters were attacked by an individual who fired a high-caliber rifle at the facade. On that occasion, the shooting left deep marks on the Doric columns of the entrance, broke a street lamp, and several glass panels and moldings of the front of the building. Cuba's Foreign Minister Bruno Rodriguez condemned in a message on X account the terrorist attack perpetrated by an individual against the embassy in the United States. The official wrote, in the afternoon hours of today, September 24th, the Cuban embassy in the U.S. was the target of a terrorist attack perpetrated by an individual through 2 Molotov cocktails. There was no damage to personnel. This is the second violent attack against the diplomatic mission of Cuba.
Internationally, France pulled out its soldiers from Niger following a July coup in the West African country, President Emmanuel Macron said, dealing a huge blow to the French influence and counter-insurgency operations in the Sahel region. More in this Reuters report.
Niger by the end of the year, French President Emmanuel Macron said on Sunday. That's after the West African country's July coup. It's a huge blow to former colonial power France's influence as well as counter-insurgency operations in the Sahel region.
It will be organised over time, in the weeks to come, but it is the end of this cooperation because we are not here to participate in political life, to be hostages in some way to the putschists.
These soldiers, when will they return?
They will return in an orderly manner in the coming weeks and months, and there we will consult with the putschists because we want it to happen peacefully.
The move comes after weeks of pressure from Niger's junta and anti-French demonstrations. It will likely exacerbate Western concerns over Russia's expanding influence in Africa. The mercenary force Wagner is already present in neighbouring Mali following coups there. Until the military takeover, Niger had been a key security partner of France and the United States. They had used it as a base to fight insurgents linked to Al-Qaeda and Islamic State in the Sahel. Macron has refused to recognise the junta's authority and says he still regards President Mohamed Bazoum, currently held prisoner by the coup leaders, as Niger's legitimate leader. He has, he said, informed Bazoum of France's decision.
The weather is next after this short break.
When hurricane season strikes, businesses need a partner who's ready to go the extra mile. One who understands the challenges and has experience to mitigate the risks. Trust C&W Business, your safety net in the eye of the storm. Our comprehensive disaster recovery strategies empower businesses to protect critical assets, keep communication channels open, and help operations recover quickly, ensuring the safety and continuity of your business. With C&W Business, a safe business is an open business.
And now for the weather. Present weather is partly cloudy skies with slight dust haze. Temperature is 32 degrees Celsius or 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are a gentle breeze of 12 miles per hour from the northeast. Seas are 1.2 to 1.5 meters or 4 to 5 feet. Weather forecast in St. Kitts and Nevis for today will be partly sunny in general. Tonight will be fair to partly cloudy skies with a 40% or moderate chance of a brief passing late night shower. Sunset today will be at 6:05 p.m. and sunrise tomorrow will be at 6:01 a.m. We'll be right back after this.
When hurricane season strikes, businesses need a partner who's ready to go the extra mile. One who understands the challenges and has experience to mitigate the risks. Trust C&W Business, your safety net in the eye of the storm. Our comprehensive disaster recovery strategies empower businesses to protect critical assets, keep communication channels open, and help operations recover quickly, ensuring the safety and continuity of your business. With C&W Business, a safe business is an open business.
And that brings us to the end of the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Join us this evening for these stories and more in detail. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your presenter, Shanique Harvey.